Hello and welcome to a 100% walkthrough guide for the game Fuzzball. I'm going to leave timestamps down below in the description if you're looking for a certain section of the game that you have not done achievement-wise, then you can go ahead and use the timestamps in the description. So, first of all here, I'm going to start off with the different character-based achievements. So all you have to do is load up a versus on any of the maps against each of the characters and choose the very hard difficulty. I'd suggest only putting one life on, as then you only have to beat each of the characters one time and it will unlock the achievement for each of them as you progress through. They can be quite tricky, but it's going to get a lot more difficult soon because there is the Easter egg in the game and it was an extreme pain to figure out. But I do want to thank Johnny Sinister for providing me with some help towards it. He told me just a couple of little things to help me along my way, but I figured most of it out myself, so I'm bringing you the guide here today so you can go ahead and get the 1000G for this game. It shouldn't take you any more than 1 to 2 hours based upon skill level of the game itself, as there's a bit of a learning curve if you're not that great at this type of game. With it being a party game, you do actually have to go ahead and play against the AI for these achievements as far as I'm aware, and you'll get all the achievements in the game hopefully using it. So that was all of the character-based achievements, and I'm going to move on now to the first part of what the Easter egg actually is. So you're going to have to start out here going to the credits from the main menu, and I would suggest using the cow as it has the least damage you can take and one of the highest damage outputs. And all you need to do is keep on hitting the different characters that are dropping down from the credits. And as they drop down, I'd suggest try and hit them as fast as possible so then they knock off and then they turn their name yellow on the list on the left-hand side. Now, the credits sequence is actually the first part of the Easter egg, so literally I had to sit there and watch this a bunch of times to figure out different things about it, as the entire sequence is there for an exact reason. You have to watch it manually yourself and take in as much of the information as possible, as this is actually every single step to beating the Easter egg and getting the Easter egg achievement. All of the steps you need are in the credits, so if you want to go ahead and try and figure it out, go ahead, stop the video, make notes, watch the credits a bunch of times, and you can go ahead and try and figure it out. But I will show you exactly how to do it. So if you do manage to knock all of them off and stay in the middle and you don't die, you'll unlock the achievement for taking names for unlocking the insane difficulty. Now, when it says insane, it genuinely means it, as I found it extremely difficult. Now, you want to go ahead into versus mode and put on 3 lives for the cow on this specific level that I'm going to show you here, which is the block level, on insane difficulty, and you're going to have to win. Now, you have to beat it, and you will know you're on the right level, and you know that you've started the Easter egg once you have done this, as the character itself will be all pixely and will start giving out these pixels every now and then and making a little sound, so you will definitely know that you are in the specific level and specific requirements with the specific character. So a lot of specifics, but hopefully with sort of my tips here, you can go ahead and actually get this done, as it was really tough for me. Like, one of them took me over an hour myself, and I have to say, it's no easy feat whatsoever. But all you've got to do is beat each of the characters one time with all the lives gone for their character, and once you do, you can move on to the next step. So the first one you actually get an achievement for, so you'll know you're on the right track to the Easter egg if you get an achievement at this point. You want to go ahead, load it back up, you want to pick the cat character, and I would suggest again going with the cow because that's the one I used and I managed to get the Easter egg done. And you want to go ahead into the bathroom and use this level with the sponges to go ahead and beat this one again with 3 lives. Now, on the insane difficulty, this can be extremely tricky. I would suggest for this level, just keep jumping around as the character jumps itself, and actually use the B button, which is the attack button, instead of slamming on the ground, as they always seem to hit you when you're trying to slam on the ground. But if you can jump and hit them, it usually knocks them off pretty well. That's what I would suggest for this one. For this one, you want to load up the level with the stove, and for this one, you want 4 lives with the bird. I'm going to call this the oven level, and with this strategy, I found it extremely easy to beat it. So what you want to do is wait in this corner and keep on hitting the bird into the different hobs that are turning on, as they will defeat it one by one with all of its lives. And it's kind of like in pool with aiming and the power. It's kind of like that to me, but overall, easily done. Managed to get it. Moving on to the next one, which is going to be the hedgehog with the toilet level. You're going to want 2 lives on insane difficulty. Now, this one isn't actually too bad, as you can get it done if you have the right settings, circumstances when you start the level up. You'll see here in a second exactly what I mean. I was on top of the toilet, and the character tried to get up to me, and as it can't, it'll jump on top of the lotions, and it'll jump straight off twice in a row, getting you the win for this level. So if you manage to spawn on the top and you have the other character down low, you will get the win for this one super easy. Otherwise, it can be really tricky, that level. So I suggest doing that for that level. Moving on, it's going to be the bunny in the freezer. So you want 2 lives again, insane difficulty, and you want the bunny. So on this level, I would suggest the second that you even spawn in, if you're right next to each other, you want to hit each other as quickly as possible. The first one to hit each other will freeze. The second time you hit them, you'll beat them. That's all you need to do. And as there's only 2 lives you need to do for this one, super quick, super easy. That's the high suggestion that I would give for this one. You can use the slam ability, but I wouldn't recommend it. Knocking them out of the freezer also works, but this one was extremely tricky to do, and that's the suggestion I would give. The second that you actually get frozen, it will go for you. So if you get unfrozen, move out the way as quickly as possible, because it's going to kill you instantly. This is one of the trickier levels in the game and took me a hell of a long time to do, as well as the bath level. That was also really tricky for me to do. So hopefully you can manage to get it done, as it's not that simple. Waiting on the shelves here for them to move, probably another really good strategy, as you get to plan what you're going to do instead of just jumping in. Sometimes jumping in straight into the level is best, but sometimes it's not. So all you want to do here is keep on killing the enemy over and over until you get the win. Moving on. Alright, so you want to load up here straight into this level with the dog onto the bedroom level. Now, the dog needs to have 2 lives again on insane difficulty. All of them have to be done on insane. You'll know you're on the right one, like I said, with the pixelation that's going on. So load it up with the pencils. That's the level that you need for this one. And this is actually going to be the final one that you're going to have to do in versus, as what's coming up is even tougher than this. It's not too bad, but overall, really enjoyed this entire Easter egg. It was an extreme, difficult, and challenging one to figure out for me, but I took my time, and overall, I would highly recommend anyone who's trying to get to grips with the achievements for this, as they've been difficult for a while. This level, all I did was load up with the dog, and I had 10 lives. It loaded me in for the cow for some reason, but I don't know why. The second that happens, it's going to kick you out, load you back in, and the versus tutorial is going to be flashing. So you want to go ahead and load that up. In this, one of the biggest steps here, as you're going to be moving on to the Easter egg in this level, all you want to do, keep jumping off that table over and over and over again. I think it's 34 times to be precise. I'm not 100% sure, but with this level, all I had to do was just keep jumping off the table. I'm not too sure if the last level either can be done with any character on any amount of lives with just this table, and you can easily get that done, but I went with the dog and I had 10 lives, and it managed to pop that weird spinning ball, which you're going to see again here soon, and you want to keep jumping off the table over and over and over, lose all your lives, and the cards that the tips are written on are going to change. And when they change, they'll change the entire room, and you will actually get the option when you are on the ground, as you'll keep jumping off, and it's saying, like, what are you doing? Like, stop jumping off. It doesn't want you to do that. Like, it wants you to just do the tutorial. So if you go against it more and more and more, eventually you will get to the boss of the game, which was that giant ball. Now, it's an extremely cool boss fight. I don't really want to spoil any more of it, as I've spoiled literally the entire Easter egg for everybody, and it was an absolute bunch of fun for me to try and get, and I really enjoyed it. I really wish more games would do this kind of thing, where they have Easter eggs and other little hidden secret things instead of like collectibles and stuff like that. This kind of thing really makes me happy when it comes to achievements, as it's always welcomed to me when I see this to keep on going for the Easter eggs. If there's any more games with Easter eggs in, let me know that are specific achievement requirements to get them, and I would love to try and get them, because I love those types of things in games and I really enjoy it. So the second you see that glitch, you will want to keep jumping off the table. You'll notice the whole room go like a dark, there'll be no music, and you will just want to keep jumping off the table again and again and again for the entire tutorial until you land on the ground, as you cannot respawn back up on the table. The second that happens, you want to go over to the carpet, or the rug, whichever you want to call it. The second that you step on that rug, you're going to see the boss fight begin, and it is an epic boss fight. I love this. It was a great feature to add. Absolutely amazing. Really well done to the developer for this. I know they didn't want the Easter egg getting out like this, but it has been a while, and people have been wondering and trying to figure this out for such a long time. So hopefully you guys can go ahead and get this one done. All you need to do is beat the boss fight, and you'll be done. I think it's 5 times you need to hit them off the level, but they will spawn in other enemies, and they are a bit difficult to beat because they can teleport around, and you also have the giant eye in the background, which can damage you, and there's also this floating sort of orb in the middle that will insta-kill you pretty much. So you can keep on going after that, and the CPU, like the ones that have spawned with the same player name as P1, they're the ones that only have 1 heart. So if you hit them off, they're gone. But the thing in the middle will actually drag you towards it, and usually you can't get out of it, so you may as well just die to it, as the boss can't be damaged to it either. So you want to keep hitting it over and over and over again until you manage to get this one done, because the second you get this done, it's such an accomplishment to have finished one of the most tricky Easter eggs that I've tried to figure out in the past, and I had an absolute blast with it. And I look forward to, if this developer ever makes another Easter egg in another game, I will look forward to trying to figure that one out too. But hopefully you guys manage to get this completion done. You will have 1 achievement left after you beat this boss fight, which is going to be for the party mode, but I do show that at the end. I'm not going to talk all the way through that, as I've been talking a lot through the start of this video, and I don't want to keep all of your attention away, as I want you to be able to complete this yourself, as it's really an accomplishment to have finished an Easter egg. And even though it's a party game, I didn't expect this type of thing actually to be added. It was usually one of those things that achievement hunters look at, especially party games, and they look at the achievement list, and they're usually pretty easy, a couple of hours maybe. But this took a real long time for us to figure out, and I'm happy to be the one to provide you with the information. And I hope that you manage to get this completion, as the last achievement you're going to go for here is the party mode. You want to make sure that you've got a 10-minute timer on instead of the regular 3 minutes that starts you with. Go with any character you want, one that specifically that you're good with, and if you've been following this so far, you're probably going to be good with the cow, so use that one. Continuing on, jump into any of the levels you want. I went with just the standard table, as I felt that all the other objects and stuff weren't really necessary. You'll also notice in the selection of the game screen, you have the glitchiness of the purple orb in the top right, and in that you can go ahead and beat the boss again if you want to, and show other people what it was that you managed to accomplish. But all you need to do in this mode is to collect 200 of the coins that you get for doing different tasks and knocking the enemies off. But that is going to be all for now, guys. I'm going to leave you off here with the rest of this video, and I hope you've enjoyed it, because it's been an absolute blast for me to try and show all of the content for this game. Hopefully you can get this in 1 to 2 hours. Let me know down in the comments if you managed to do the Easter egg. If you need any help, I'm more than happy to answer any of your questions. So I'm going to leave this off here now. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.